Hello there everybody. It's a bit of a delayed video on this one. I've been a bit too busy to do the one I mentioned in the last one, so we're going to go today. It's a total experiment. Now it's going to be twofold. One is going to be the two orchids sitting behind here. We're going to cut the flower stems off, find the nodes that hopefully are going to regrow, and they'll be going into a little mini greenhouse with some stagnant moss in the bottom. It's actually moss it's dehydrated in for kimono dragons, so I'm using that. It's the same stuff. Now the idea is that's going to be a mini greenhouse for them, and that will sit on top of my microwave by the window and see if they re-stem. The other one, I'm going to have a go at doing my own pineapples. So again, take the tops off. I've got two of them to try. I've got one fairly closed in, one that's a bit bigger. Take the tops off, strip back some of the leaves, and then just sit them into the glasses with the water and see what happens with that one. It's supposed to work, but we'll find out in a minute. Right, I will zoom in a little bit, get my stuff sorted out, and then we'll have a little look and see what we get up to. Right, we're going to have a go at the orchids first. Excuse me. And just see if we can get it done. Let's have a look. Just got to finish off my little cup. Right, first of all I need to just get this lit because I need some wax shortly. So we just put that there to start off. Right, now I'm hoping this works. It's a shame to cut the flowers off, but the reason for this is I've started going to a local gardening show that's on each year, and one of the entries that everybody does is putting their own orchids in, but obviously for going by rules they need to be grown by yourself and not, you know, you can't just buy this, take it in there, enter it. Whether other people do or not, I don't know. But let's see. Right, what we're going to do to start with is just down the bottom, just snip the main flower stem off. Now I'm going to take that off there. So that's the bulk of the flowers gone. I'll pick them up shortly. Now, what we're looking for, going by the instructions that I can find online, is you've got these bud spots here. Now the idea is I'll be cutting in between any of these that I can find. I mean, I don't think that's a bud spot down there, so I might even only get one for the stem. That's possibly another one down here. But what I'll probably do is do that in a section of 3 anyway. I may even just put that small piece in there because there is another one there for this variety. But all right, I'll get these cut and then we'll have a look what we're going to do. Possibly there. About halfway. It's possible. Now this one may be too thin, but there is a node there, so we'll have a little go. I don't know whether any of it's going to work, so doing a bit extra won't really matter too much. Right, let's just put that one back over there. Just to keep the orchid in the sunny bit, let it come back here hopefully. Right, I'm just going to do the same with this one now. Unwrap it from the stick. let's put that one round. Put that one up there. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Nothing on that bit there. Again, there is a small one on that piece. Another small one on this one. I'm not too bothered about them getting mixed up, because it really doesn't bother me if it's, you know, mixed, because they won't be ended until at least probably another year. Yeah, unfortunately that one only had those two small ones. So that wasn't brilliant for that one. Let's just get these bits out of the way. Right. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I've got some rooting gel. So the rooting gel will be going obviously on the end that I'm trying to get into the moss. The other end, what I've seen them do, reason for the candle, is to get a little bit of the wax. So if I do this one, I'll show you, just make sure node's facing upward. So you get your Q-tip, load it up with a bit of liquid wax, and just dab onto the top. And check for direction. Dab on the top. That one there. The larger ones. Directional. Oh, trying to burn my tip. Now obviously, as most of you can probably figure out, the idea of this is to try and help the stem from not drying out too fast and giving, you know, giving everything a chance to work inside rather than just having it an open wound and then it just not working. I'll have to do this fairly quick because the candle's about to go out by the looks of it. I need the last little bit of one. Wood. Last one. What's that? Right. That's that bit done. Right, now obviously the moss, I've rehydrated it because, as I say, it comes in a dry pack. Now, from what I can gather, the idea is obviously I'll dip this into the rooting hormone. Where the node bud there is, I'm going to slide that down into the moss, but not so it's over the top of the bud, because some of these I've seen the root starts to come out of there. I don't see how, but it's supposed to. But the majority of them, it comes from the bud node itself there. So the idea is obviously it goes into the moist moss. That keeps it all nice and liquidized and feeds it a bit. And then the roots should come out of there, because as with orchids, obviously they have the air roots rather than water roots. But we shall see. So let's have a little dippy. And work it down in. There we go. Yeah. Dip. Now, as I say, I could be totally wasting my time with all this, but unless we have a go, we never find out. In. Press it down a little bit. I know these two were the other ones, so I'll keep these over to one side separate. And then I'll kind of just keep track of what ones they are then. But as I say, if I do mix it up, I'm not overly fussed. Right, I'm not sure what we can see, but that's them sitting in there. Now, there are no breathing holes in the actual container because I want to keep the moisture fully in the side. But what I will do is every few days I'll just pop the lid off. I can get the sticker off. I'll pop the lid off just to allow a bit of air change. But other than the air changes, that's now going to stay closed. I think it was for about 4 to 6 weeks. And we'll go from there and see what happens. But that's the Orchid one done. We'll see how that one goes. Let me just put this on. Right, I'm just going to get a jug of water, bear with me. That's the water there for the other one. Right. Now, let's have a look. Now again, this is just another total potluck idea. But the way I've seen them is to get all the neck and then just twist, pop that out. Pineapple, I'll eat some of that later on. Let's get the other one. Get the tag off. And do the same with that one. Alright, just move the jug out the way. Right, let me just check the camera, make sure I haven't moved you. Hopefully not. Right. I'm hoping that any of the Orchid one you got, because it looks like the camera's dropped. Right, now what we do with these is peel off some of these bottom leaves. I believe what you need to do with these is peel back enough so that you get around 1 inch to 1.5 inches of the stump at the bottom. Alright, I'm going to have to edit out the one with the pineapples because I didn't realise that the bracket on the tripod is broken. This is what you'll end up with. So you take your spikes off the top, you peel back multiple layers of the leaves, or whatever they're called, until you get about 1 inch, 1.5 inches of the stump showing. You then fill the tub up with water just up to around the top of it. Put that in somewhere nice and warm, hence I've got it up on my Super 7, because I've got a couple of the tubs that are out the way now. So that'll just sit there and, you know, over the next week or so, we'll see how it gets on. And then obviously the Orchid sticks are in there now, all closed up. So I'll do an update shortly on them. Oh, excuse me, I keep sniffing. Right, well, while I'm here, I'll nip out to the greenhouse and we'll have a little look out there as well. Alright, now outside. There's a load more of the potatoes. Here, the original ones that were here, the first earlies, And now down in the polytunnel, I'll explain why in a minute. You just see some of the kestrel starting to pop their heads up through. Yeah, there's some of the Apache. They're just starting to come up there as well. There's a few of them. I don't think there's anything on the Sarpomira yet. No, a little bit early for them. Right, let's go this way. Right, the step that was being concreted, if you'll excuse the absolute mess. I'll just squeeze my fat self through the gap. That's the step. I was getting ready to concrete last time. It's drying up nicely now. It's been done for about 4 days, so the concrete's starting to dry through nicely. As I say, the racking that's over there, I'll be shortening down because it's too long the length it is now. I'll be shortening that down to probably about 5 bays. Got to put some MDF boarding over here, paint this section, and then that stack will come over here, and this will be mostly storage on this side. Anyway, this is supposed to be about gardening and things. So let's have a little looky in the greenhouse. Still got the rattas to plant yet. That's all well there, ratty. That's the peas and 2 types of bean. I'm going to be sorting them out next couple of days. Got about 4 or 5 of the oak leaf lettuce there coming up okay. I've repotted some of the tomatoes. Got some white wonder cucumbers there. Cucamelon are the little ones there. The next one are, oh yeah, that's some giant sunflowers. That's the repotted bush marrows down there. Let's just move that watering can. That's all the marrows and stuff like that over there. These are the kale and the Swiss chard that we were doing the little check on. Let me just double check my tag here. Yeah, now, so far, bearing in mind these 4 were actually a little bit larger. Now these are the ones I'm doing the peat and the non-peat test. Well, the one at the front are the ones in the peat. And as you can see, they are growing quite a bit better than the ones that are in the peat free. But again, we'll give them a little bit more of a chance yet. That one there's the rainbow beetroot. Got to give them a bit of a water later on. Leeks. That's some of the aubergine little fingers. That's a couple of white wonder cucumbers. Long purple aubergine. The chili peppers are doing absolutely abysmal. Really, really bad. I'll probably end up just having to buy some. Again, there's some more tomatoes in there. These big solid trays, that's the idea of these ones for me. Because if I'm growing something to keep myself, I don't see the point in putting them all in separate pots and then having to lug them around when I can pick the whole tray up in one go and take them down to the tunnel. Whereas these ones are the ones, a lot of them, I'll be trying to sell some on to recoup the cost of doing the garden in the first place. But let's have a quick wander. As you can see, I'm growing a fine crop of weeds. I haven't even got round to the beds yet. Got to finish clearing this one off because I want to get some peas, the peas and beans planted in that one. And I'm going to use the Harris fencing. I've got 2 sections of Harris fencing. They'll be going in to the bed, hopefully. And then I'll grow them up the vines. Let's have a little look in the tunnel. Ooh, so painful. God, blimey, that's hot. Alright. As you can see, we've got some of the blue Annalise. They're just starting to come through. A few in that one. But that's the Ulster Prince and the Red Duke of York. They're coming through nice. Now the reason I brought them down here is because when I planted them and they started popping their little heads out, it was still pretty cold of a night time outside. So we brought them in here just to protect them while they were getting going. I mean, now the weather's warming up of a night time, they'll be going out very soon. Back out there so I can start getting this planted up in here. But yeah, I've got to sort out my halos for the tomato plants and that yet. But yeah. Alright, sorry about the mess up when it came to the pineapple heads, but things happen. I've got to get a new tripod. I think that one's slightly dead. Hope there's been some sort of informative stuff on this, and I will update you on how the pineapple heads go, and obviously the orchid stems, and we'll see what happens with them. All right then. All right, like, subscribe, and share, and all the usual stuff. But take care. All right, bye.